Hey, remember when Mark Laidlaw, Half-Life's lead writer, posted the EPISTLE 3 post over on his official blog back in 2017? Yeah, that caused somewhat of an explosion in the modding scene. All of a sudden, we had mods popping up left and right trying to make the scrapped potential Half-Life 2 Episode 3 plotlines in that post a reality. But two projects stood out above them all: Project Borealis and Boreolith. Fast forward to 2023 though, and one of those projects has died completely, and the other one, well, it seems to be kinda stuck in stasis, although their more recent tweet seems a bit more promising. So yeah, it's safe to say that there is probably room on the market for another attempt at this concept, and today I'm talking about a project that hopes to fill the current void on that market. It's called Infinite Finality. Let's talk about it.
LambdaGeneration.
Developed by Team Hyperborea, a team consisting of around 8 people, Infinite Finality aims to recreate the storyline of EPISTLE 3, which, for the people who don't know what that is a blog post originally posted by Mark Laidlaw, one of Half-Life's original writers, which introduces a storyline of what could have been Half-Life 2 Episode 3. It is worth mentioning though that around May of 2022, Mark Laidlaw decided to remove the blog post from his website. He later stated that he actually regretted posting it, saying that it created some troubles and larger expectations for his former co-workers at Valve, something he obviously didn't intend. This, however, didn't stop Project Borealis from being made, looking at their latest tweet on their Twitter page. And it also didn't stop Infinite Finality from being announced on the 26th of April, so let's have a look at this announcement post, shall we? Posted by Excision Weed, this announcement article pretty much immediately goes into what they currently have already, starting with 3 map screenshots seemingly already art passed, and hey, it looks pretty good already. The cold atmosphere is definitely there, and I absolutely would want to explore this place. These maps are actually art passed by Akos223, who has participated in our last Lambda Builds mapping competition. He created the map called Road to Hyperborea, which was one of our best entries and won the 4th place, scoring actually very close to our 3rd place winner, which was -23 degrees Celsius by Vertex. Now I'm bringing this up because this project is actually going to reuse some assets that were made for Akos' Lambda Builds map in Infinite Finality, like these icy spikes. And Akos has actually reskinned some default Half-Life 2 models too to fit the snowy setting a little bit more. They also show off some new Combine soldiers who have now received the proper camouflage for this new snowy environment, and they look pretty good. And we also have a model for Alex here. Okay, I have to be honest, this does look a little bit rough, especially the hair. It's actually based off of this piece of concept art, I believe, but yeah, it's not translated quite well on this model. Remember that this mod is still work in progress though, so this is most likely not the final version of this model. At the very end of the article, there's also a link to a YouTube video showing off some of the maps they already have in action. They even show a little bit of the helicopter crash, something that wasn't shown in the announcement article actually. I do recommend checking the video out if you're interested. You do need to skip to about a minute into the trailer though, if you just come for the gameplay. The second article reveals that they've already had a playtester play the beginning of the mod, after which they changed a bunch of things to make it play even better. And a new sequence has been added to the prologue with images shared right here to show it off. And yeah, it looks pretty great actually. Akos223 really knows what he's doing. They seemingly updated the Combine models again for a slightly more subtle look instead of the more obvious geometrical pattern the previous versions had. Some icy zombie boys are also shown off here alongside icy headcrabs as well. They look like they could, you know, use a cup of hot cocoa. Oh, and we got an aperture laser gun. This was, according to the article, a prototype Episode 3 laser weapon that Valve made all the way back in 2006. Doing further research on this, it appears that in 2008, Valve accidentally released a bunch of Episode 3 files in the Source SDK and removed them shortly after that. Weapon_Proto1 was amongst the leaked files. Apparently, it also appeared in the Source Particle benchmark and in Episode 2 as a test weapon. Interesting. In Infinite Finality, they slapped the Aperture Science brand on it. And hey, they also released a bit of music for the mod. Well, okay, it wasn't actually made for this project, but for an EPISTLE 3 inspired album called Post-Human by Alex Dale. Alex Dale is also one of the current composers for Infinite Finality. Alongside this already released track, he's also working on 3 brand new ones for the mod, so stay tuned for that. Their last post to date is about them needing more hands on deck. They were looking for voice actors at some point, but that has been sorted it seems. They still do need programmers though, so if you think you can help out there, then by all means get in contact with RetroShaver #9317 on Discord. Oh, and they show this picture of a broken crowbar. Cool. Now, I hear you thinking, what is going to keep this Epistle 3 project from collapsing like the many others that attempted the same? Well, Infinite Finality is aiming to not get too ambitious with the scope and scale of the project. They're obviously sticking with Source, and they are using Blixibon's map base. They don't really plan on making any significant changes to the Source engine either, they just use whatever map base has to offer. It always remains to be seen though if this project is truly going to be making it over the finish line, but it's pretty good to know as well that if the project goes under, they will be releasing everything that they've made so far, so nothing will get lost at least. But hey, let's hope that never happens. Now I'm turning to you guys. What do you think? Will Infinite Finality prevail and come out being a good mod? Or even a great mod? Or will it die like the others or join Project Borealis in the stasis chamber? Leave a comment below, I'll read them all. Unless there are like over 1,000 of them all coming in very rapidly. Last week was complete madness, man. Ooh, thanks for 20,000.